presentation. So first of all, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Anwar Muhammad Badul from Department of Electrical, Electronic and Computer Engineering, University of Busan. So today I'm going to present what I have done during my PhD study. My presentation is called Plasmonic Nano Antennas for Efficient Infrared Observers, Detector and Energy Harvesting Devices. So this is the outline of our thesis. So first one, we will discuss about the nano antenna integrated with artificial ground surface, and then second one is nano teeth combined reactive ground surface, and then the last one about nano antenna combined with nano thermocouple for infrared harvesting. So infrared radiation is part of the electromagnetic radiation with a wavelength longer than visible light and shorter than the radio waves. So generally, infrared source is coming from the solar radiations, fire, and also heating devices. And normally, infrared radiation is utilized for thermography, night vision, imaging, communication, and also heating. In the current situation, infrared radiation contributes to almost half of the solar radiation that falls in the Earth's surface. And this radiation is radiated in the form of the terrestrial radiation. And also, this radiation is usually considered as a thermal wasted energy, and this is not used for massive practical application. So this is often the future challenge, such as the absorbing the ambient infrared source and converting into usable energy, such as electricity. So based on that, it is needed to develop method to detect, absorb, and harvest infrared radiation. So generally, there are two types of the infrared detector. First one is thermal infrared detector. This detector is working based on the absorption of the infrared radiation that can change the temperature of the materials. So this response of the detector is depend on the thermal property of the materials. However, this detector has limitations such as low detectivity because of the surrounding temperature condition. The second one is photon infrared detector. This detector is working based on the semiconductor concept, and the electrical signal is then generated because of the difference in the electron and the density from the absorption of the semiconductor materials. This detector also has limitations such as zero any cooling. Because of that, the detector will be bulky and expensive. So, based on this explanation, an alternative infrared detection method is needed with a good detector performance, such as better sensitivity, absorptivity, and fast responses. So, one of the suitable option for realizing efficient and cooling-free infrared detector is nano antenna, because nano antenna has characteristics such as higher frequency selectivity and also localized electric fields. So this is the example of the nano antenna is using for improving the infrared detector performance. So this is the infrared photodetector combined with the plasmonic structure. From this, you can see that the photocurrent is the increase after the addition of the nano antenna. The increasing of the photocurrent is because of the electric field enhancement and also absorption rate from the nano antenna. Also, nano antenna is also used for near infrared observer. This is the circular nano dish mounted over the grounded substrate. So, because of the electric dipole resonance, then this electric dipole resonance creates magnetic resonance inside the substrate, and then high absorption is then achieved. So we can see from this, perfect absorption is achieved at the 190 terahertz or 1.6 micrometer in the wavelength. Also, nano antenna is also used for far infrared energy harvesting. This is the nano antenna combined with the ultra thin LO3 layer, which is sandwiching between the two antenna arms. So this electron tunneling happens because of the high field enlargement at the antenna cap, so that this antenna showing VOC response around 100 nanovolts. However, this structure has some limitation like high duty resistance, causing the impedance mismatch between the antenna and diodes, so that this creates low power transfer. So in this thesis, we try to investigate novel nano antenna array design to achieve high field enhancement and absorption rate. And then we also develop a design method of infrared absorber to improve absorption efficiency and maintain high field enhancement. And then last, we design and fabricate nano antenna combined nano thermocouple for infrared detector and anti-glare devices. So this is our first study about the novel nano antenna array design. So with this design, we try to overcome the performance limitation of the nano antenna by achieving high field enhancement and absorption rate. So I will explain first about the nano antenna. As we know that metal in the terahertz and optical frequency range has a negative permittivity and low conductivity. So antenna in terahertz and optical frequency range also has near field enhancement and confinement at the antenna cap because of the localized surface plasmon. And also nano antenna is showing perfect absorption to the incident wave. So we can see this is the electric field enhancement distribution, We can see that electric field confinement and enhancement happens in the antenna cap at 830 nanometer. And this is the comparison field enhancement between PEC, electric conductor antenna, and Drude model nano antenna. So from this, you can see that both Drude model nano antenna has a higher electric field enhancement compared to the PEC because of the negative permittivity of the antenna and low conductivity. So that's why in this field enhancement, Drude model types, both nano antenna shows 10 times higher field enhancement compared to the PEC antenna. And there are three methods to improve field enhancement of the nano antenna. First method is using in-plane coupling, that is coupling between two metallic arms of the nano antenna. And then the second one is out of phase coupling, out of plane coupling. This coupling is coupling between metallic structure with the ground plane, so that electric dipole resonance is then created. And the last method to improve field enhancement is using far field coupling or array structure. Far field coupling means in-phase coupling between the localized surface plasmon from the antenna with the scattered field from the array. And also to improve absorption rate of the antenna, normally people use ultra thin substrates at around lambda over 150 nanometer. This structure can induce the magnetic resonance inside the substrate, so that this magnetic resonance can effectively capture the incident power. That's and then achieving perfect absorption because of the impedance matching between the surrounding medium. However, the design that I mentioned has a limitation, such high field enhancement structure. The absorption rate is not perfect because of the absence of the magnetic response. And also the structure with perfect absorption has low field enhancement because of the current on the antenna and it images cancel each other. So for solution of this problem, we try to design nano antenna that can overcome those limitations by simultaneously achieving high field enhancement and perfect absorption. Also, this design method using artificial impedance surface instead of using conventional grounded surface. Before moving to the next design, I will try to explain the numerical simulation that we use in the calculation. So in our structure, we use a high frequency structure simulator for the simulation. And also Drude model is used to model the permittivity and conductivity of the gold in the infrared range. So Drude model means the permittivity and conductivity is depend on the plasma frequency of the metal and also scattering time. In our design, electric field enhancement is defined as the electric field in the antenna cap divided by incident electric field, and also absorption rate is defined as the 1 minus PR divided by PI, and PT divided by PI. So PI is the incident power, PR is the reflected power, and PT is the reflected power. So we start our design with the single port nano antenna on silicon dioxide substrate. So the aim of this design is to achieve optimum field enhancement at 230 terahertz or 1.3 micrometer in the wavelength, which is near infrared range. This is the schematic of the proposed single antenna design. So we use shutter size 1 lambda 1.3 by 1.3 micrometer, and reflector thickness is set to be 200 nanometer. And also we tune the antenna length and substrate thickness for the maximum field enhancement at 230 terahertz. This is the field enhancement as a function of the antenna length and silicon dioxide thickness. From this photo plot, we can see that maximum field enhancement in the antenna cap is achieved and the antenna length is 375 nanometer with the 80 nanometer substrate thickness. So you can see this is the field enhancement with this antenna length and substrate thickness at around 184. We need to note that 80 nanometer substrate thickness is thinner than the quarter wavelengths that we normally use in the microwave antenna, because in this 80 nanometer radiation and absorption are balanced when this thickness is light. And after getting the optimum parameter from the single antenna, we move to the nano antenna array, and this is the schematic of the antenna array. Antenna array, we use pitch size, so that means the distance between antenna center. We also tune this pitch size to obtain the maximum field enhancement and also absorption rate at 230 terahertz. And this is the simulation method. We are using a periodic boundary condition, which is the electric field direction is along the antenna axis. And this is the electric field enhancement and absorption rate as we change the array pitch size and frequency. So from this also we can see that as we change, the field enhancement and absorption rate has opposite trends. But from the maximum, we pick the optimum pitch array is around 1 micrometer, which is larger than the quarter wavelength. So this is the field enhancement and absorption rate for 1 micrometer pitch size. We can see that it is showing field enhancement of 223 and 90% absorption rate. We can see also that perfect absorption is not possible using this design method, and also cannot maintain high field enhancement. So that's why, and this is the comparisons between the field enhancement from the single nano antenna and nano antenna array. So from this plot also, we can see that nano antenna array has the higher field enhancement compared to the single nano antenna. So single nano antenna showing 184 and nano antenna array is showing 223 in the field enhancement. Also, we analyze the electric field distribution along EX. So we can see also from this field distribution that electric field is maximum at the antenna terminal, and also from this nano antenna array, you can see that stronger electric field is provided at the antenna center because of the in-phase coupling between localized surface plus one from the individual antenna and also scattered field from the array. So since our design is using artificial impedance surface instead of the grounded reflector, I will explain the artificial impedance surface first. We design artificial impedance surface that can change the surface impedance along with different frequency range. So in our design, we design a high impedance surface with zero reflection phase and high surface resistance at resonant frequency, and also reactive impedance surface with 90-degree reflection phase and high surface reactance at 230 terahertz. So this is the design of the artificial impedance surface. We use metallic patch array on 50 nanometer thickness silicon dioxide substrate, and also we put a spacer between the antenna and the patch for 50 nanometer silicon dioxide. And also since we fix the antenna pitch size of 1 micrometer, so we design the patch periodicity 100 nanometer, 125, 200 nanometer, and 250 nanometer. From this, and then patch width W is then tuned to achieve HIS and RIS properties. And this is the reflection phase of the 4 different patch periodicities. Red dot is radiation for HIS, and SIS and RIS is represented by blue dots. And this is the summary of the patch size and patch periodicity for the SIS and RIS. For example, for patch periodicity 100 nanometer, patch width 77.5 is the SIS because of the high surface resistance, and patch width of 45 nanometer is the RIS because of the high surface resistance. And then after fixing the design of the artificial impedance surface, then we combine the optimum design with the both nano antenna array, and this is the schematic design of the array. So as we can see, nano antenna is directly mounted of the patch array with 50 nanometer spacing. So in this design, we use 8x8 of the 60 nanometer RIS patch under the both nano antenna. And this is the simulation results. Nano antenna combined with HIS for the field enhancement and also absorption rate. From this plot also, we can see that HIS shift the resonance frequency with a limited field enhancement of 185 because of the high surface resistance of the SIS. Also, from the right figure also, we can see that perfect absorption is not achieved because of the reflective nature of the SIS. To understand the phenomena, we also analyze the electric field distribution along the EZ, along the Z-axis between two different paths of the SIS, 95 nanometer and 135 nanometer. So from the left figure, we can see that because of the reflection from the HIS, strong field are confined at the antenna center between HIS paths and also antenna. This structure also showing high field enhancement and also low absorption rate. And also from 135 nanometer HIS, field is also distributed without discontinuity between SIS paths and also coupled to the ground line. This structure provides a higher absorption rate, 95%, because of the coupling between localized surface plasmon and also array diffraction. From this structure also, reflective nature of the HIS is not effective. That's why the structure is showing low field enhancement. So based on this observation, we conclude that nano antenna combined SIS cannot guarantee the high field enhancement and perfect absorption at the same time. And also, this is the nano antenna combined with RIS. We can see this is the field enhancement and also absorption rate. The nano antenna combined with RIS showing superior field enhancement greater than 180 at 230 terahertz. Also, we can see also RIS with 60 nanometer pads showing higher field enhancement, 228. And also from the right figure, nano antenna combined with RIS showing almost perfect absorption, over 98%, and also maintain the resonant frequency. So we also calculate the antenna cap capacitance at the terahertz, and the calculation is showing 1.7 autofarads, which is cancelled by the surface inductance 0.28 picohenry from the RIS. And this is the field distribution analysis from the nano antenna combined with the RIS for 60 nanometer pads and also 55 nanometer pads. From the left figure for 60 nanometer pads, we can see that higher LSP excited at the nano antenna center. And also with these 60 nanometer pads, the coupling between LSP and array diffraction is not effect, so that high field enhancement and absorption rate can be maintained. For the second figure, for 85 nanometer RIS pads, field from the antenna is coupled to the RIS pads, so that low field enhancement happens at the antenna center. However, the energy confinement near the antenna and near the pads generates higher absorption with also widest absorption bandwidth. We also analyze the fabrication sensitivity because of the surface roughness during the fabrication. So nowadays the electron beam lithography has a surface roughness near 1 nanometer. So in this study we use 40 nanometer grain size, which is correspond to the 1.7 nanometer surface roughness, and also we calculate the damping constant of the function of the grain size. So from calculation, with considering the surface roughness, the damping constant becomes 1.8 times higher than the damping constant of the normal conductor. So this is the field enhancement and also absorption rate of the nano antenna. So we can see from here with the surface roughness, field enhancement reduced to 149, which is 33% reduction, and also absorption rate also experienced 16% reduction with the surface roughness. And this is the nano antenna combined with RAS. With the surface roughness, field enhancement is 1666, which is 27% reduction. And also, this is the good feature from our structure. We can maintain the 95% absorption rate, even though we consider with the surface roughness. This is also better than the conventional nano antenna over the grounded substrate. So from this also, we can say that nano antenna combined with the RAS, the increasing of the magnetic loss because of the surface roughness doesn't affect its surface reactance, so that high absorption can be maintained. So also from this also, we can also conclude that performance of the RAS combined nano antenna is more stable than the conventional nano antenna array, even though the surface roughness is considered. And this is the performance comparisons in terms of the electric enhancement and absorption rate between our structure with the other reported structure. So we see our structure showing a higher field enhancement with almost perfect absorption without using lightning input effect on the sharp tip of the structure. And this is our second study about the design method of efficient infrared absorber. We try to achieve near perfect absorption with the high field enhancement at near infrared under 30 terahertz. Our structure also overcome the limitation of the low field enhancement from the start of the art existing infrared absorber. Normally, metal insulator metal (MIM) is a promising device for the infrared absorber. This structure consists of metal pads and dielectric spacer and also reflector with the ultra thin reflector lambda over 150 nanometer. So this structure can induce the magnetic resonance because of the electric dipole resonance. So this magnetic resonance can effectively capture the incident power and achieving perfect absorption because of the impedance matching between the structure and surrounding medium. So for increasing the field enhancement from MIM absorber, normally people control the ratio between the metal pads area and the unicell area, or we call like filling factor. This structure is using gold nanotubes on silicon dioxide grounded substrate with a filling factor 2.18%. And also this is the electric field enhancement. It is showing 85 at 860 nanometer wavelengths or 348 terahertz. So from this also we can see that changing the filling factor with ultra thin spacer cannot boost field enhancement higher than 100 because of the cancellation effect from the structure and its image in the reflector. So this structure has also limitation with ultra thin spacer, current cancellation between pads and reflector, and this creates limited field enhancement. And also tuning the filling factor, increasing field enhancement, but this structure cannot push field enhancement higher than 100 because of the cancellation effect. So for the solution of the problem, we try to design a new infrared absorber structure that can overcome the limitation of low field enhancement from MIM absorber with ultra thin spacer. Our design is using a reactive impedance surface to achieve perfect absorption by maintaining impedance matching between the structure and the surrounding medium. We start from the single nanotubes on silicon dioxide substrates. Our single nanotubes is optimized to achieve a resonance frequency at 50 terahertz or 1.2 micrometer. And this is the schematic of the proposed single antenna. So we use also, as is the substrate size, 1.3, which is 1 lambda. And also we set reflector thickness is 200 nanometer and the substrate thickness is 40 nanometer. And also with this diameter to 35 nanometer. So from this arrangement, we have a field arrangement below the edge of the nanopiece. The field arrangement is 159. So also this structure has a strong electric field between the edge of the nanopiece and silicon substrate. So after getting parameters from the single nanopiece, we then move to the nanopiece array on the silicon dioxide substrate. So from the array also the nanopiece bit size, which is the distance between the center of the nanopiece with other nanopiece in the array, we tune the bit size to achieve optimum fit enhancement and absorption rate at 230 terahertz. And this is the fit enhancement and absorption rate for the maximum bit size, which is 1 micrometer. So we can see high field enhancement at 230 terahertz with a filling factor 4.33%. The field enhancement is 174 with the absorption rate 80%. So which is not perfect. And that means the magnetic resonance is not strong enough to realize the matching with the aid. You can see also array structure has field enhancement higher compared to the single structure because of the in-phase coupling between the diffraction mode from the array and localized surface plasmon from the individual circular nanopiece. We also use reactive intenser phase to optimize nanopiece with perfect absorption and maintain high field enhancement. This RIS is a metallic patch array and designed to provide 90-degree reflection phase at the resonant frequency of 230 terahertz. This surface also has higher surface resistance at the resonant frequency, and this is the schematic view of the RIS. So we use 50 nanometer thickness and for the silicon dioxide and 200 nanometer thickness of reflector. So we use one patch periodicity 125 nanometer, and then patch width is then tuned to obtain 90-degree reflection phase at the 230 terahertz. So from this tuning, we obtain that 60 nanometer patch width provides 90-degree reflection phase with surface reactance 400 ohm. And after that, we combine the optimum nanopiece parameter with the RIS, and this is the schematic of the array. So 8 by 8 RIS pads with 60 nanometer patch width and 125 nanometer patch periodicity is used. The circular nanopiece is mounted on the top of RIS with the 50 nanometer silicon dioxide spacer. And this is the electric field enhancement and also absorption rate of the combined structure. We can see also that as we put T1, which is the spacer between nanopiece and patch array, resonant frequency shifts to the 239 with 175 field enhancement and also 85 absorption rate. This is because of the mismatched impedance. That's why it is showing imperfect absorption at 239 terahertz. And then we reduce the thickness of the T1, which is the spacer between nanopiece and patch array, to 10 nanometer. We can see from this plot also higher field enhancement value of 180, which is showing, and also almost perfect absorption around 98% at 230 terahertz. Also, we calculate also the integrated structure with 10 nanometer spacer. We calculate the surface impedance, and it is showing 377 ohm at 230 terahertz, which is similar resistant with the characteristic impedance of the vacuum, around 377 ohm. And this is the performance comparisons between circular nanopiece on RIS and nanopiece on the grounded silicon dioxide substrates. We can see also RIS based nanopiece showing higher field enhancement compared to the nanopiece on silicon dioxide substrate, and also absorption rate also almost perfect absorption is also showing for the nanopiece compared with RIS structure. And this is the coupling mechanism between nanopiece and patch array. We try to analyze the electric field distribution along z-axis. From this also we can see that the coupling between LSB and the array diffraction is not disturbed because of the array aspects array. And also we can see from here also that strong field are maintained in the area between nanopiece and the reflector. So from this also we can conclude that the higher field enhancement and absorption rate from the nanopiece array on RAS is mainly due to the strong coupled field in the large volume. We also analyze the polarization independence of RIS combined infrared absorber. We use X and Y polarized incident wave, which is the electric field direction difference to the X-axis and Y-axis. And from this plot also, we can see that offline parameter between X polarized and Y polarized, indicating that polarization independence of the proposed infrared absorber. This is because of the symmetrical arrangement of the array aspect array that can generate the stability of the near field coupling. And this is the third study about the nano antenna combined nano thermocouple for infrared detectors and NFC harvesting devices. So we design and fabricate optimum nano antenna combined nano thermocouple for maximum open circuit voltage. Also, we push the VOC using constructive coupling between antenna's electric field and standing wave. So first, I will explain about the CPEC effect on nano antenna. So the temperature difference between two dissimilar metals can generate VOC, which is the VOC is proportional to the CPEC difference in CPEC coefficient, also temperature difference. This concept is then applied to the bimetal thermoelectric nano antenna. From this figure, nano antenna is made from the nickel and titanium. Nano antenna is for capturing infrared radiation so that high current density occurs at the antenna center. So, however, we can see that less heat can happens at the antenna center because of the difference in the thermal conductivity between nickel and titanium. So, to maintain the high temperature at the antenna center, people use single metal nano antenna to reduce the heat transfer from the first to the second antenna arm. So this is the single nano antenna combined with the single metal nano thermocouple. So you can see that this antenna is showing 0.03 microvolts VOC. This VOC is small because of the single metal showing a low difference in CPEC coefficient. So to increase the VOC of the antenna, people use single metal nano antenna combined with bimetal nano thermocouple to increase the CPEC coefficient. So with the nano thermocouple, nickel and palladium, this structure showing VOC of 0.4 microvolts. And also to increase the temperature difference so that VOC is also increased, people also use the single nano antenna suspended over the airfield cavity to avoid heat loss to the substrate. So you can see also this structure has higher output voltage around 38 microvolts. However, this structure also has limitations such as the complexity in the fabrication and also insufficient for real application. So in our design, we design single metal protein nano antenna combined by metal nano thermocouple, and the design principle is based on the coupling between antenna and standing wave to overcome the limitation of the suspended antenna over the cavity. This is our proposed nano antenna design. The antenna is designed to achieve a high temperature difference at a resonant frequency of 28.2 terahertz or 10.6 micrometer in wavelength. So this is the hot junction at the antenna center, and this is the cold junction at the end of the nano thermocouple. This antenna is working as a receiver for infrared radiation. We also choose the photosite because of the high current density at the antenna center. And also for antenna materials, we choose titanium with low thermal conductivity to avoid the transfer from the first arm to the second arm so that high temperature at the antenna center can be maintained. And also we connect bimetal nano thermocouple, which is made from the nickel and titanium, to the antenna center. we choose this nickel and titanium because of the high relative CP coefficient, around 27 microvolts per Kelvin. We also connect this nanothermocouple perpendicular to the antenna axis to avoid the current generated in the nanothermocouple. And this is the simulation method. We use functional multiphysics using RF fitting to calculate the current density and also heat transfer to calculate the temperature difference. So we use also linearly polarized plane wave, which is the electric field is parallel to the antenna axis. This is the nano antenna size optimization. First, we optimize single antenna. S is the substrate size, and LT is the length of the nanothermocouple. The antenna with 70 nanometer thickness is placed over the silicon dioxide grounded substrate, and also we choose TS, which is the silicon dioxide thickness is 1.2 micrometer or quarter wavelength to support in-phase coupling between the incident and reflected wave. So this is the temperature difference as a function of the substrate size and the antenna length. From this also, we can see that temperature difference of 60 millikelvin is achieved when the antenna length is 1.225 micrometer and the optimum substrate size is 6 micrometer. But in the real fabrication device, the bigger substrate size is needed for the strong devices. So that's why we increase the substrate size with the given with the fixed antenna length. And this is the plot of the delta T as a function of the substrate size with 1.225 micrometer antenna length. From this plot also, you can see that 35 micrometer substrate size provide the optimum temperature difference. You can see also this is the contour plot of the substrate size as a function of the antenna length. Substrate size of 35 micrometer provide 64.89 millikelvin temperature difference. We also analyze the electric field distribution to see the coupling mechanism between the antenna and also substrates. This is the substrate size of 35 and we compare with the 30 substrate size. So we can see also from the 35 case, we see some constructive coupling between antenna and standing wave, so that delta T become more higher, 64.89 millikelvin. Compared to this, you can see also that destructive coupling of coupling between antenna and standing wave, which is generates delta T 21 millikelvin. And this is the temperature distribution analysis for the optimum parameters. So we can see also high temperature at the antenna center, which is correspond to the high current density. And also for measurement, we use a Bonin pad. That's why we need to optimize the nanothermocouple lines also to achieve maximum temperature difference and maximum output voltage. So from this also, this is the plot of the temperature difference as a function of the nanothermocouple lines, which is the distance between first pole junction and second pole junction. So from this also, we can see that optimum lines 11 micrometers. It's showing a higher temperature difference because of the electric field from the antenna units the excited field in the nanothermocouple. However, in the fabrication, because of the fabrication limitation, so we choose 20 micrometers for the nanothermocouple lines. So in our simulation also, 20 micrometer lines provide delta T of 76.33 millikelvin, which is correspond to 2.06 microvolts. And this is the nano antenna fabrication process. First, we start with preparing the silicon wafer and also 200 nanometer aluminum for the deposition and also deposition of 1.2 micrometer of silicon dioxide. And also this is the fabrication of both nano antenna and nanothermocouple. First, we coat the sample with the E-beam resist coating and first metal patterning using E-beam lithography, and also first metal evaporation of 60 nanometer thickness of TI. TI is for the antenna. And then after this, after lift off, the antenna is formed in the substrate. and then second e-beam resist coating, and also second metal patterning, and also evaporation of the 16 nanometer nickel, and then this is the final structure after Whitcock process. So we have a tiny nano antenna and nano thermocouple over the substrate. And also for measurement, we also fabricate the boning pad. Also, we start from the photoresist coating, and also we develop the shape of the boning pad with photomask using UV lithography. So after UV exposure, we have boning pad shape after the developing, and then this is the evaporation of the 400 nanometer thickness of the boning pad, and this is the final structure after the Whitcock process. So we have nano antenna, nano thermocouple, and boning pads for measurement. And last process is isolation line. Since we fabricate many nano antennas in the one substrate, so we need to provide isolation line for better electrical insulation. So we also start with the photoresist coating, and also we use UV lithography by exposing the sample. And this is the isolation area open, and then we perform the dry etching using reactive ion etching. And then after that, this is the thermoelectric nanoantenna structure, and this is the etching lines to provide good electrical insulation between one device and other device. And this is the fabrication results. This is from the SEM image from the cut view. From the 1.2 micrometer silicon dioxide, and also 176 aluminum. So actually the desired thickness is 200, but in the fabrication we achieve 176. But I think this is acceptable because of the aluminum skin depth at 28.2 terahertz is around 4.8 nanometer. And this is the completed phase device consists of the tiny nano antenna, and also nano thermocouple and boning pad, and this is the nano thermocouple lines. So we can see also this kind of asymmetrical step of the tiny nano antenna because of the fabrication uncertainty during antenna shape development and Whitcock process. And from this also we can see that this desired antenna line and nano thermocouple 1225 nanometer and 20 micrometer were achieved in our fabrication. And this is the several thermoelectric nano antenna with isolation line. So we can see this is the isolation line. This is the fabricated device. The isolation line width is 10 micrometer with etching depth is 1.4. We etch into the silicon wafer to provide good electrical insulation. And also after etching finish, we verified the etching depth using two methods. First one is using the thickness measurement system by comparing the reflectance intensity with the reference silicon pair. So we can see that the overlapping plots indicating that the device is etched onto the silicon wafer. And also we also verified with surface profiler measurement. So this is the scan line and this is the etching depth, by moving the probes of the surface profiler to obtain the etching depth. And also from this plot also we can see that our etching depth is 1.1 nanometer. It is etched in the silicon substrate. And then we perform the measurement. First measurement is DC electrical measurement to verify the connectivity between the tiny nano antenna, nano thermocouple, and the boning pads. So we use probe session and source meter to measure the connectivity between those by using the bias voltage and current. So from this IV curve, you can see the linear response indicating the good connection between these three parameters: tiny antenna, nano thermocouple, and boning pad. And from this gradient of this plot also, we can see that RTC, that means the DC resistance of the device is 12.5 kilo ohm. And then the second measurement is infrared measurement to measure the VOC response of the device. We use linearly polarized silicon dioxide laser with 10.6 wavelengths, and then this laser is then passed to the mechanical chopper to form the square wave, and then synchronize the developing amplifier. In this laser also we use laser intensity 1.4 watts per centimeter square. And also for polarization dependent measurement, we rotate the outlet plate to change the polarization angle of the incident wave. This is our measurement setup. This is nano antenna put over the rotating stage the device, and we use optical microscope to put the probes to the phonic bed. So in our measurement, we use 3 micrometer probes to measure the VOC response of the nano antenna. And this is the open circuit voltage measurement of our device. This measurement aims to investigate the VOC response of to the external infrared radiation. From this also, this is the output circuit voltage as a function of the polarization angle. The polarization angle is defined as the angle between the antenna axis and also with the electric field direction. So from this plot also, we can see the maximum VOC of 2.03 microvolts happens at 0 degree, 180 degree, and 360 degree because of the incoming incident wave is aligned with the antenna axis. And also you can see lower VOC occurs at 90 degree and 270 degree polarization. We can see also from this 90 degree case and 270 degree case small VOC because of the excited current along the nanothermocouple, and also because of the thermionic emission, because of the laser heating can enhance the electron energy and then generates the currents over the nanothermocouple. And this is, we also perform the measurement VOC response as a function of the laser power density to demonstrate the infrared detector based on the 3 molecular nano antenna. So we measure with 0 degree polarization angle, and this is the measurement results of the output voltage as a function of the laser power density. So you can see also from this plot that as VOC, as the laser intensity is increased, the VOC increases linearly. So from this also, when the power density increases, high current at the antenna center also increases, so that creates a higher delta T. So from this also, this showing linear response, which is we can consider our structure like a square law detector, which is the output signal is proportional to the power density. Because of the standing wave interference, our VOC depend on the substrate size. From this also, we also measure with the difference substrate size at the 0 degree polarization angle. We replicate the device with the different substrate size and measure. So from this, this is the measurement results of the VOC with the different substrate size. From this also, we can see that 35 micrometer substrate size provides a high VOC because of the constructive coupling between antenna and standing wave. Then 30 micrometer provides a low VOC because of the destructive coupling between antenna and standing waves. From this measurement also, we can see that the similar trend between measurement data and also the simulation. From this, we can conclude that substrate size plays an important role in the generating high VOC of the nano antenna based on the nanothermocouple. And this is the measurement of the fully polarization dependent measurement between 3 cases of the substrate size 30, 35, and 40. From this also, we can see at 90 degree polarization, 35 substrate size provides fair VOC because of the misalignment of the antenna position in the y-axis. However, in the simulation also, we verified that VOC level should be same for both 35, 30, and also 45. To prove that, we also check the electric field distribution for 30 micrometer substrate size and 35 micrometer with 0 degree polarization angle, which is the electric field direction is perpendicular to the antenna axis. And you can see from this also that similar patterns of the standing wave happens for these both cases. So that's why the output voltage is the same. And this is the performance comparisons of the VOC between our structure with other reported structure. We use VOC normalized of the nano antenna. This is the equation to calculate the VOC normalized. And compared to the other structure, our proposed thermoelectric nano antenna is showing higher VOC with the same structure, which is the nano antenna mounted directly on the silicon substrate. So this is the summary of our achievement. For the first one, nano antenna design for high field enhancement and absorption rate at 30 terahertz. We use artificial impedance surface instead of using a common reflector, and this is the field enhancement and absorption rate of the antenna. So it is showing 220 Hz field enhancement with almost perfect absorption at 230 terahertz. Also, our performance, the performance of our nano antenna would be more strong than the conventional nano antenna array, even though the surface roughness is also considered. So the future application of the proposed nano antenna design is for efficient infrared detector and energy adjusting devices. And for the second one, for infrared observer designs, this is the field enhancement and absorption rate of our proposed infrared observer. We see that nanofields combined RAS showing higher field enhancement with perfect absorption compared to the nanofields on sitting on silicon dioxide substrate. Also, our proposed IR observer shows stable performance with the polarization change because of the symmetrical alignment. So in the future, the application of the structure is to enhance the sensitivity of sensors such as LSPR sensor and surface enhanced IR spectroscopy. And in the last, for the thermoelectric nano antenna design for the maximum VOC at 28.3 terahertz, we designed novel thermoelectric nano antenna, utilize single metal potent nano antenna as the infrared absorber, combined with bimetal nano thermocouple to convert the temperature difference into an output voltage through a CP coefficient. So our optimization method is based on the optimum coupling between antenna's electric field and standing wave from the open-ended substrate. And this is the nano antenna performance. This is the fabricated nano antenna. Our antenna is showing 2.03 microvolts in the measurement. So in the application, this structure can be used for to improve the efficiency of high RTC conversion based on the nano antenna. So in the future work, I'm considering how to increase on how to push the VOC of the thermoelectric nano antenna. Instead of using metal for nano thermocouple, we can use thermoelectric material such as bismuth telluride for P-type and N-type because these two materials has a higher CP coefficient to increase the output voltage. And the second one to increase the output voltage is by arranging the antenna in the array connection, in the series connection, by optimizing the bit size and also nano thermocouple line. Because as I mentioned before, that this bit size is depend on the standing wave. That's why we need to optimize the bit size and also nano thermocouple line to see to find the optimum PNC that the standing wave and mostly coupled to the is antenna element, so that higher VOC is then achieved because of this array structure. And this is our list of application. We published two papers in the international journal and one paper for in preparation, and two international conference, and also 4 domestic conference and 2 foreign patent from the first and second study. Thank you.
Can you explain that what is the artificial impedance circuit? How does the IS affect the absorption rate of some what is absorption rate? Can you explain the reason?
So actually, so artificial reactive surface. So we use reactive surface to achieve high field enhancement and upper rate for circular harness. So Actually, reactive surface has surface reactance characteristic. So, so this is the reactive surface. So this is surface reactant. So this surface reactance can cancel the capacitance or can balance the capacitance at 230 terahertz. Because as we combine with the surface reactance, so this is the combination between the antenna, between the circular piece and with 50 nanometer. So resonance frequency moved to the 239 terahertz. So we try to reduce the thickness of the spacer between antenna and surface.
My question is why?
Because
I is commanded of the shift the measurement frequency.
because of the surface reactant characteristic that can shift the resonance frequency at 230 terahertz. So we need to design some structure underneath the circular base. The surface reactance around 400 ohm.
That is just internet. Yeah, that's mentioned internet. And my question is, do you know the reason why when we including the RIS subjects and the antenna characteristics is shifted, and the control of the opportunity is shifted.
Actually, Professor, for the absorption rate, as I mentioned before, when we put RIS underneath the antenna, so magnetic response is higher compared to the antenna sitting directly on the silicon dioxide product substrate. So this magnetic response because of the RIS can capture the incident wave, incident radiation, so that perfect absorption is achieved.
Okay. And then in the case of the nano copper, in that case, can they, that device can be used as energy harvest.
Yes.
Then we show us the voltage and what is the current, how much current can you give them.
In our calculation,
It is better than compared with the world.
actually, Professor, our energy testing is without using bias voltage, but for volumeter, volumeter is using bias voltage. So we use a zero bias voltage to analyze infrared radiation.
The barometer is used as the sensor.
Yeah, for infrared detector, because volumeter they use materials that can change the resistance of the material because of the absorption of the infrared. But our device, we use a zero bias. Without bias, we can analyze the
So your device also is can be used as
detector. Yes.
not analyzer.
Yeah, both we can use as a detector and also.
When this device is used as the antivirus, then you show us power voltage current.
Yes.
But I didn't see the current.
Yes, sir. Actually, we calculate the power. The power is still low, at around. So in our calculation, we get 10 to the minus 15 watts power, and the efficiency is also still low compared to the other indicators. But this thermaltic antenna is higher compared to the others nano antenna based indicators, such as like diode or.
Can you just see the data? Yeah, you just measure the voltage.
Yes.
And then how much the current?
So this is our yeah, 10 to the minus 15 volts for the out or
and just and since the level of this calculation, the power is too low, even for yeah, so large analysis can be used. Just take it. You can compare with other references and then discuss about the better values for
yes, so even though the power is still low, but this method for the economic antenna is better for the nano antenna combined with diode because nano antenna combined with diode has higher resistance than diode because of the very small 5 pin oxide between the antenna. So this antenna combined with diode showing high resistance. So that's why very low power transfer from the antenna to the diode. So that's why we use terminal electric nano antenna. Oh, so this is our comparison of POC normalized between our structure with other reported structure with the same structure, which is the nano antenna directly mounted on the silicon grounded substrate. So we saw in the measurement that our structure provides 2.03 microvolts output voltage, which is like which is higher compared to this 0.4 microvolts from the other voltage structure with the same structure, nano antenna on silicon dioxide grounded substrate.
Okay. Another question.
Yes.
Did you operate the optimization of the RIS structure?
Yes.
But I did see you should you said you define the what is T and T1. I think there you don't need the tendency of optimum value for RIS. I didn't see any results.
this is the combination structure between RIS and optimized structure.
In this case, you coordinate array combined analysis. T1 is the 50 nanometer.
Yes, also.
Then, if we change T1 as to as the 30 nanometer or 100 nanometer, what happens?
So as we change the T1 to the lower or to the higher, as we change to the lower, the resonant frequency will shift to the left, to the lower frequency, because as we change the T1, the surface reactance will be different. So that's why we found that 10 nanometer provides resonant frequency at the height because of the surface reactance from the RIS. So actually, as we change the thickness of the spacer, the surface reactance will be different. So that's why this surface reactance can move the resonant frequency because of the piece also has capacitance.
And the highest level of analysis of T1 only.
No.
Actually, you did that. But as in this presentation, you didn't explain the optimal process. So, did you write in that?
No, Professor. So we did the simulation how to optimize and find the 10 micrometer, but we just pick the optimum and explain that this 10 nanometer is provides the surface reactance to cancel the capacitance from nanopiece.
I think in this paper, I separately people. Yeah. So I think that you should explain the optimal process and reason why this structure improve the performance of the analysis.
Okay, Professor, we will do it. I think this is good suggestion also. We need to explain this optimization process. Yes.
To simulation, most of the time they're going to make the mathematical expression for the simulation. There is no mathematical expression for this or this. That's, I don't know how to do simulation. It's kind of to get this kind of region. I don't know if you get it. So if you do it like that, when I do simulation, you have to make a kind of design, real of the right? So you have to answer for me how to get this kind of weight without any kind of mathematical expression. Right? Please answer for us. There is no mathematical expression, right? So how to get the weight? You preparing for the south paper, right?
Yes.
Okay, which part of the analysis that the prepared make it correspond to which part? Which part is referred to the south paper?
Professor, we also prepared for this nano antenna for the last topic for the nano antenna combined antenna because as we find the novelty like the optimization method based on the steady wave interference, which is this has not been done before for the nano antenna because normally people use nano antenna and they put over the.
Just say it's hard. You should put in the third finger. Just say that.
Yes, also. So actually, we put a last part in the paper about the nano antenna combined with thermoelectric.
So the Professor King pointed out, this is you use the photo like energy, right?
Yes.
Current is very low. This is the frequency. So if you use this part for the salt paper, maybe you will not have some problem. You understand, right? That's what I asked you. Okay, for paper, it is made by the choosing somehow the test, right? It's okay. Anyway, the almost already, right? So all the paper, you have to be careful.
Yes.
If you do it, you have to consider what you want to do. Okay?
Okay.
If you something like that, maybe you can reject it.
Okay. Thank you for the will be more careful and explain detail.
Maybe you have time, you need it.
Yes.
When are we need it?
December.
December?
December.
Oh, so you're going to do more.
Because I still have many works to do with the processor.
Okay, you're going to run out, right? Okay. So because people signature, together my signature for physics generator, you have to do, and you have to show everything.
Yeah.
Alright?
Yes.
So already with September, at the beginning of September, so before you have to learn about.
Okay. Yes.
Alright?
Okay. Yes.
Good job.
예, 네, 네, 박종훈 교수님, 네, 참석해 주셔서 감사드립니다.
예, 예.
들리십니까?
예, 들립니다.
예, 질문 있으시면 좀 부탁드리겠습니다. 잠시만요, 스피커 좀 잠시 올릴게요.
예,
예, 이제 말씀하시면 됩니다.
예. Thank you for presentation. As I checked the result from simulation and experiments is a little are a little different. So, such as the structure is a little different and the material is also a little different. So, my question is, can the simulation result support the experimental result?
Thank you, Professor, for the question. Is that you mean, Professor, for the difference in simulation and experiments?
You mean that the simulation curve is from the HFSS?
Professor, this simulation is coming from COMSOL multiphysics, Professor.
I'm curious about that the simulation result from chapter 2 and 3 is a little different. The experimental result.
Professor, for this the slide that I'm showing to you, the difference in simulation, even though this is has the similar trend, but there's some difference between simulation and measurement results. This is because of the uncertainty in the fabrication. Suppose for 40 nanometer substrate size, simulation showing a lower output voltage compared to the measurement. So as I check in the optical microscope, the fabricated device has substrate size lower than 40 nanometer. That's why this device showing a higher output voltage, because in the simulation also substrate size lower than 40 nanometer is showing higher output voltage, Professor. That's why this kind of discrepancy happens between simulation and measurement.
Okay, I see. And the result in chapter 3 is based on gold also?
No, Professor. For nano antenna materials, we use nano antenna from titanium, Professor, because titanium has low thermal conductivity. So our goal is to maintain the high temperature difference at the antenna center. So that's why we use titanium with low thermal conductivity to avoid heat transfer. And also for nano thermocouple, we use nickel and titanium because of these two materials has higher CPEC coefficient. That's why we choose these materials, Professor.
Yes. In my opinion, the simulation result in chapter 2 and 3, you sent me the book like this.
Yes.
Based on this book, in chapter 2 and 3, you focused on the analysis for the gold, right?
Yes, Professor.
So, and you also focused on the resonant frequency 230 terahertz.
Yes.
More generally, you can check the resonance properties for the other material, such as silver or other metals, and you can also check the another resonant frequencies, except the 230 terahertz.
230 terahertz, yes.
That's all of my question.
Okay, thank you, Professor. I think this is good question. So I will also check the resonance property with the different materials also at 230 terahertz.
Please correct there's some answers. So I think Professor Park is confused. In chapter 2, you use gold and you use 230 hertz, different frequency. In chapter 3, you start use 28 hertz and then titanium and different materials. So I think he was confused. So you better mention this is for different applications, right? So that clear. Okay. 박사님, 네, 질문 다 되셨나요?
예, 됐습니다.
예, 감사드립니다.
예, 감사합니다. 네.
예, 수고하셨습니다. 네, 굿잡.